What's up, roadies? This is Adriana from roadiefreeradio. In this video, Larry talks to Mexico City-based sound engineer Carolina Anton. With over 15 years of experience, Carolina has worked with distinguished artists such as Con the Gang, Gloria Gaynor, Mon Laferte, and several more. As a strong advocate for women in the industry, Carolina also represents the Soundgirls organization in Mexico, working to support and empower women in the field of live sound. In this short clip, Carolina talks about how she went from drumming to sound technician. To her, drumming was everything. It was her dream, her end goal. However, being away from Mexico for too long, Carolina realized she no longer had the proper connections to the industry. Her plan, become a technician to meet others, and hope to play her drums again in a band. After a while of being a tech, Carolina soon realized that she is inherently good at what she does. Since then, she's never looked back. If you want to hear more about Carolina, make sure to check out the full episode number 175 from February 16th, 2022. Thank you for listening, and thank you for subbing. Here are Larry and Carolina.
I didn't want to, to be like technician or, mixing engineer or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was when I returned to Mexico. It's really difficult to go a long time from somewhere because people forget you. People don't think of you if you disappear like 2 years. And getting back again, it's time.
Yeah.
And I am really impatient, so I need to, to do some things, to do things when I return to Mexico. So it was really difficult for me to find a band and play again. So I thought maybe if I start working as sound engineer or sound technician, I can meet people, musicians, and then play again.
Right.
That's the connection for me to be a musician and sound girl. So, yeah. So yeah, that's it. The difference.
Did that work?
Yes, but I stopped playing drums, and now I am a sound engineer. Yeah,
That can be a painful transition for some people. Some people are like, as soon as I realized, that I could stand there and mix a band or mix monitors, and I had the perspective of being a musician, and I could talk with the artist and understand what they wanted and give that to them, then it's an easy transition. What was it like for you to sort of give the drum part up and make that move?
Yeah, it was, at the beginning it was hard. It was fun because in one time I have both of the ways open. And for me it was, oh my God, I have to decide now because I realized that I cannot do both. So for one side, I start playing with a very good band in Mexico, but in the other way, I have a possibility to work in the industry as sound technician. So it was for me what I'm going to do, and I was like, okay, I know how to play drums, and I know that path, but I don't know this path. So let's try, and I just start working as sound technician, and I love it. And I was like, I think that's my way, and it's okay. I mean, now I play drums for fun and with friends. In the sound checks, I kind of play drums and I am there, but it's not my path. So I realized that, and it's really good for me now. So yeah, it was good, easy.
And when you jumped in to taking more the technician route, you really had to study yourself and put yourself on that path, right? Because you didn't really have a background in it, and no one was willing to give you a chance to learn.
Yeah, that's a difficult part. I think that's the most difficult part of my career was at the beginning, because, as you said, I didn't know anything. So, and in Mexico and in the world, it's really, at that time, it was really hard for a woman to find work in this industry that it's most of the persons are men. So
Yeah.
it was really hard for me. I cry a lot of times, like, because people say to me, you can't because you are a woman, you don't know anything. And I was like, I don't care. I can, I want, and I'm going to do it. So I start, buying all the books that I find about sound and audio, and I just read it. I prepare myself. I took courses and classes, and and yes, I did it. So of course, I study. I went to college here in Mexico, and I learned basics of the sound engineering. So yes, but I think now it's okay because people know me, know my
Right.
work, know my path. But at the beginning, it was really hard because everyone was watching me, like, she's not going to make it.
Right.
She cannot, she cannot lift heavy things, or she's going to travel with a lot of men. I don't know, that kind of things. But yes,
Which
finally
is
I enjoy it.
yeah, which is amazing because we're only talking 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We're not talking 1970s, 1960s,
No.
right? We're
No.
talking
No.
2000s, basically, early 2000s. And even at that point, still, it was difficult. And I know even still today, it's difficult for women to break in. But there are more organizations, Women's Audio Mission, Soundgirls, and whatnot, that can provide help and support and education. Or you go your route and you figure it out on your own and, put your head down and just go for it. Do you remember the first time you came across, met, saw another woman perhaps doing what you wanted to do and you went, oh shit, it is possible?
Yes. Yes, of course. I saw there is a myth. It was a myth for me. I don't know if it's okay. Myth. Well, um, it was like history for me. That there is one woman in Mexico called Griselda Jimenez. It was the first sound engineer in Mexico. She passed away, unfortunately, just 1 month ago. But she was the first one, and it was like, oh my God. Uh, she worked with a very important artist called Vicente Fernandez, um, and she worked with him maybe 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah, 30 something, 40. So I mean,
As front of house?
monitors,
Monitors. Okay.
monitors. Yeah. So I met her and I saw her. I was like, oh my God, I need to talk with her. I love her work. And it was like inspiration for me, to understand and to see someone that can do at that time the things that I wanted to do. I want to learn. So yes, of course, I found more women in US. Michelle, for example, she came with Gwen Stephanie, and I was there and I talked with her. I was like, oh my God, please let me tell me what to do. I want to mix and I want to tour. And she was like, oh yes, do this, do that, read this, contact her case. So that's the point of contact me to Soundgirls. And then I just realized that there is a lot of women but it's not visible. That's my mission here, to make visible the work of more women in the industry.
Hey, what's happening, roadies? It's Larry here. Just wanted to thank you so much for listening to this short clip. I really hope you got something out of it. If you can take 2 seconds to head over to iTunes and drop us a review or a comment, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Keep listening, keep coming back, stay healthy out there, and remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.